Hello there, good afternoon, it's Clarkson Commercials here yet again with another van for you to look over. This time round it's a 2008 on the 08 plate. It's a Ford Transit 350 and this one is the long wheelbase medium roof model. There's plenty of long wheelbase high roofs around, but the long wheelbase medium roof is always a bit of a rarer bird altogether. 2008 08 plate, ex Rent-A-Kill, been with Rent-A-Kill, the national hygiene company, all its life. And the driver's seat there, I've laid out the service history, and I'll just work my way around the full van and we'll come back here and I'll show you the service history. So one owner from new, 88,000 miles, been with Rent-A-Kill all its life, 2.4 turbo diesel, rear wheel drive. Now this one is the very rare 140 horsepower model. Normally these are 100 or a 115, but this is the very rare 140 brake horsepower version with a 6-speed box. Ply lined in the back, as you can clearly see, two very handy work lamps at the top there. They're on a ball and socket so they can swivel around, and there's a switch at the back of each light where you can switch them on and off. So in the dark weather and the dark nights like now, they are very, very handy indeed. Ply lined in the back, the long wheelbase from the threshold at the back here right along to the bottom of the bulkhead, that's 3.3 metres. It's got the steel factory fitted bulkhead that can't come out if you don't want it, and it's got the side loading door quite obviously off to the left hand side. Now I'll just flick these lights off. There's a flick switch on the side, and there you've got a fairly substantial spotlight there that I'm sure will be very handy at some point. Other than that, that there is what Ford give you as standard illumination for the back of a transit van. So there we go. Right, just coming down the near side now, and as I said earlier, there you go, Transit 350, and it's 140 horsepower is your brake horsepower. 350 basically means 3.5 ton gross. Put your finger over that, put a point in there, and the 3.5 means it's 3.5 ton gross. By gross, I mean the maximum, the weight of the van plus its overall maximum payload can be no more than 3.5 tons. Bodywork in the big van is near perfect, to be honest. No dings, dents, bashes or scores at all. Extremely fresh all round. Hopefully by now you've had a look around the website, and as I said before, we don't do bruised and battered, tired old vans. Nice clean upholstery. No holes, burns, or tears at all. And as I said, I've got the service history there, and I'll walk you around there in a second or so. But very nice condition. We are really are sticklers for quality here at Clarkson's, and that's not a sales line, that's fact. I always say good stock like this, the difficulty is getting it. We do struggle for stock all the time because we're very selective what we bring in. Selling nice stuff like this is relatively easy, because there's a lot of dubious vans out there in the van scene in general. There always are, but the problem, the constant battle that we have that is never going to go away is sourcing nice stock, but that's a problem we've got to live with. Right, here we are round in the driver's side. The main blue remote key that operates the doors. You've got two spare keys there as well. You've also got the little tab here with the key number as well, and they're very handy if you should lose the keys or whatever. Logbook there confirming, well, it's actually technically two owners, but it's the same name on it twice, just with a different address, so I presume it was a buy over or a buyout. So it's the same name, just different address, so technically two owners, but when common sense prevails, it's really one owner. Now what we've got here really is the DNA of the van. It's a fully broken down mechanical service history, showing each and every individual mechanical task ever carried out in the van. Serviced at 25,000 miles, 54,000 miles and 77,200 miles. At 84,000 it had a couple of a shock absorber and a couple of ball joints, wheels, tyres fitted. When was that? Tyres rather, I'm havering. Tyres was 4,000 miles ago, and really if you ever needed reassurance into a van's past, that for us is worth its weight in gold. MOT until I think it was May next year. MOT until end of May next year, and this is the new style MOT certificate, which I'm not a great fan of. It's not a very substantial document in size. It shows any previous advisories. So what you'll see here is on its last MOT last year, it passed with no advisories at all, which is always a good sign. So really, hopefully as I get around here, I'm answering more and more of your queries. Again, what I've got here is a nice clean driver's seat, very fresh in its appearance as well, and you've got the driver's armrest just up there. 6-speed box, as I said to you earlier, and the usual transit dashboard formation, radio, CD player, ventilation controls, etc, etc, but all very, very crisp and fresh indeed. So there we go. That one is a 2008 on the 08 plate, Ford Transit 350, a long wheelbase medium roof, just off service with Rent-A-Kill, where it's spent all its life, and full service history, as I showed you. Immaculate in the bodywork. I cannot see any blemish at all on it, but that's not to say, but it's a very, very clean van. It's certainly one of the best that's out there. As per company policy, I've just got to say the usual line that all the stock that we sell is second hand. It all has a first life before we get it in, and they may have marks and general wear consistent with age and mileage. And bang on cue, there is the phone. Give me a second. Sorry about that. So there we go. Hopefully I've answered all your questions. Do feel free to give us a call. We don't do the heavy sell, and you know, we're happy to answer your questions. Take time, make a calculated decision over your purchase. Ultimately, the stock that we sell is very carefully handpicked. It's all put through the workshop. We have a no expense spared policy, whatever the vans need to get, and we put a good, reliable, solid van out the door with a good heritage and a good past behind it, all with a warranty. My name is Barry. Thank you for bearing with my ramblings, and I hope to speak to you soon.